Hello. It says I'm live. I never know for sure. Everybody can say hi. At least somebody say hi, and then I'll know. Hi, hi, hi. Not about comment about Waxy. I'm not sure what that is. Does everybody hear? Does anybody hear me? How about that? I haven't seen. Say yes, you hear me. Somebody say yes if you hear me. Nobody's saying they can hear me. Okay. I said yes to the microphone. Robin says yes. Okay, yes. All right, John says yes. Hello, everybody. How are you? I sent an invitation to Susan via her email. And as soon as she clicks it and responds, I'll bring her in. And just before we get going, if anybody is here that doesn't know Susan or why we're having Susan, this is kind of a reaction to the video I did the other day. So Heidi's telling me she's here. I haven't got the notice that my guest has clicked in yet. I'm going to try, let's see. Whoops, not that. Okay. Okay, I've sent it to you, Susan. It's not in your email yet. Okay. I want you to come on. This is a first, by the way. This is a first with the new phone. This is a first to have a guest. And there was one more. I knew there was a third first. Oh, I have moderators tonight. So, yeah, this is all new to me. But I thought I've done a couple private tests where I didn't do videos to all of you to test bringing on a guest, and it worked before. Is anybody in the chat? If I send her the link to her, well, I don't know how to do that. Let me think. Because I did it to her email. I did it to her Twitter. Would that work? Does anybody know? Because I was told email, so I did it to email. Let's see. We're going to hold with me. Maria. You can send it to her Twitter. Thanks, Dottie. Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do then. This is a first right here. Okay, so do I have to leave to go to Twitter to do that? Anybody? Let's see. I'm just going to try. If I'm gone for a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. I might screw this up. Okay. Okay. You're all here. I don't want to screw this up. If I go there, doggone it. Okay. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. No, no. Okay. Am I back? Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys again. Do you hear me? Do you see me? Just say yes. Anybody? I'm so glad. Pippi Longsucking says you're patiently waiting. Can anybody hear me? I'm still here. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, Susan, I've sent the link to your Twitter now. So hopefully she'll be able to click it and respond, and I'll see it and she'll come on, right? Fingers are crossed. I hope so much, because I really, really want her to be able to talk to us. I know that everybody that follows me, all of you are people that are understanding with good hearts, and Susan deserves that. And I've gotten to visit with her just a little bit, and I really like her. We have a lot in common. And anyway, yes, we all know my heart has gone out to her, as I know all of you have also. I would be doing this regardless of how we found her, right? It has nothing to do with that. It's because Susan's story is worth telling, and I think that's all she was trying to do, was share her story that day. So anyway, thank you, Dottie. You know I'm not, but I appreciate it. I'm really trying. She may be struggling. Dottie, do you remember the couple times that I went on a panel and we struggled to get me on there? I don't know that we were using StreamYard though, but anyway, that's what I sent her was a StreamYard link. So I still haven't seen her pop in here, and that's what should happen if everything goes right. I don't think she's in our feed right now. Don't you remember I had to pop into the feed and then leave and pop back in and talk to you guys? And I think it was Charlotte that finally told me X, Y, and Z what to do. If that's the case, Susan, okay, the 3 little dots, there's something about the link and 3 little dots next to it. I think that's what will get you in here, is what I remember Charlotte having me do that day. That's what I think. Jamal is asking, Susan, are you using an iPhone? Is there a different way then, Jamal? Perhaps there is. I don't know. You guys are great, though. Thank you for understanding and visiting with me while we do this. Boy, there's been a lot happening, and I have so much to say about all this other crap. That's not right. She deciding, I just wonder sometimes if she doesn't even have, guest is here, if she doesn't have, hello, Susan, I'm going to put you on. Here you go. Add to stream. There we go.
Hi.
There she is. Yay!
Sorry about the hair.
Oh, you're fine, honey. You're just fine. Oh, I'm so glad you're
I'm at the grow out stage.
That's okay. I don't know. We're just going to start visiting, but I don't know that all the other ladies or gentlemen know you are also personally going through some stuff right now. So maybe we'll start with that, and then we'll move on to the rest. Okay?
Yes.
So,
hi, everybody.
This is Susan. And Susan is, well, Susan, I'm going to let you tell. You tell your story.
I'm saying sorry for the hair. I just finished chemo in September, and I'm doing maintenance, so I'm like at the funky grow out stage.
You're looking good. You're looking
Thank you.
good. Yes, yes. So the treatments were sort of completed in September.
Yes, they're
Uh-oh, we lost her. No, no, no. Come back, Susan. Okay, this has never happened. I don't know. Push the button that got you here. It was so nice to have her. Come back, Susan. Well, while I don't know what happened there, but I think it was, I wish she was telling this. I believe it's lymphoma. I think that's what she's been going through just now recently. And so the treatments were since April through September. So think about, on top of everything else that went down this last week, this woman's going through that too. I mean, you never know. I see all your names and I never know. Here, she's back. What's going on with everybody? Susan's coming in. There we go. Hello.
okay.
So I was trying to remember, is it lymphoma, Susan?
Lymphoma. Yes,
Yeah.
I had follicular lymphoma, and I did 6 months of chemo, and now I'm doing maintenance every other month for 2 years.
For 2 years. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
plus scans every 3 months. So,
okay.
Because lymphoma is one of the cancers that can come back at any time. It's never, ever, you're never cured of it. You're just kind of put at bay.
Well,
That's
is it with lymphoma like your lymph nodes, or lymphoma in blood, or?
It's your lymph nodes. It was found in a lymph node in my groin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you found it.
But it's going good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's going good. Yes.
Yep. And if you're a prayer person, I'm for sure putting you in my prayers, and probably a lot of these others will too. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So, I'm going to real quick share with you, Susan, because we haven't talked about this, but how I met KJ, and I didn't meet her, but how I found her. There's a lot of people that are in this stream that have had their ups and downs with her. I'll say it that way.
Yes.
I found her about a year ago, and I'm a reality TV fan. So I was interested to see if there was other news out there about this, these shows. And I came across her right away. It came up her. And it didn't take me long at all to see she was lying about the people that I was following. And I really was not liking it. It was like, you're lying. But I wasn't sure if she was lying on purpose or if she was lying because she didn't know different. So I took it upon myself to try to tell her what was wrong and that she could maybe fix it. And I did that several times. Well, eventually I was booted. She blocked me, but so I knew she didn't really want to hear the news that I had to say. So that was my experience. And then I watched passively until I think it was the beginning of October. And she was about to add several other reality shows of people I really like. And I thought, I can't let you lie about these people too. So I started my channel. And that's how I came about. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know how you found her.
Mine was kind of the same. Reality TV. I like. And I used to be able to watch them, but we just kind of almost cut the cord on cable.
Okay.
But we just went down to basic. And so I just want to still kind of be able to hear about them.
Sure.
If I couldn't watch them, I could hear about them, and that's kind of how I found her too.
Right.
Okay.
We have that in common.
I started listening to her, and but then I wasn't much of a YouTube person or Twitter person.
Oh, me
at
either.
all. So I didn't know about all these other channels and everything, so I just kind of gradually got into them, but I still wasn't really into a lot of the of Twitter, period, until really just recently, till all you guys just have just like shown so much love and support, you
Sure.
know. So yeah, I just never, now I'm like listening to all kinds of channels.
Well, I try to
So it's
explain
kind
to
of cool.
my family, like I said, there's like an underworld going on. I mean, nobody knows all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes of reality TV or the celebrities or all
Right.
this. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I'm like, I'm kind of involved in the underworld.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
so,
Yeah.
so the other evening, you can share as much as you want or as little as you want. That's up to you, sweetie. But when it happened, most of us that saw it, were appalled.
Yeah.
And
I
it,
was shocked.
holy buckets. I mean, holy buckets. Stop right now. That's how I felt.
Yeah. I was empathizing with her because I totally knew what she felt like,
Right. Right.
and the only reason I even chimed in is because she asked a question about, has anyone ever been, with their child in a trauma bay? Yes,
Right. Right.
I have. And so I was just answering the question, and this Debbie responded back to me. So what am I supposed to do? Just, ignore her,
Right.
not say thank you so much, and not answer her question.
Mhm.
And if you're going to be in a live chat, you're going to expect people to chat.
Right. Right.
And I was just floored,
Well,
for even,
as
I mean,
several hundred of us were. Right.
there was
Along
a
with you.
couple other people in there that had also, answered and responded with, yes, thankfully my child's okay, or no, I lost my child. I wasn't the only one.
Right.
And so why she
Oh, I
called me
missed some of it.
out,
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Her and I had talked on a DM about my cancer. Um, so I don't know if that's why she just like, oh, I know her, so I'm going to just pick on her.
You would you would think though, if she knew that or thought of that, that would be more
She doesn't think like
empathetic.
that.
There
She
would
doesn't
be
think that. She doesn't have empathy.
right. Oh, right. Yeah, I know. I know.
So
She's
yeah,
an she's an empath though.
yeah. She,
She told
it
us.
wasn't going her way. Everyone wasn't focused on her.
Did you see my video? I think you did. You commented
Yes,
in
I did.
that's how I found
Yes.
you. Um, at the point that I realized that she was happy. She said you had ruined her. This whole thing had ruined her
Yeah.
mood. And I'm
Ruined
thinking,
her
well,
mood.
you must have came with a sad or hard mood to begin with. So it clicked on me. She was happy to be able to share that news because she was wanting love and babying and taking care of her. And then that ruined the mood because nobody was doing that for her.
Well,
And
exactly. And for her to she didn't even remember what day it was.
no, I
And
know.
that, I mean, I remember weird dates. My husband always says that. He goes, "You remember the weirdest dates," which I
Me too.
do. I remember our first date, and
Yep.
it's been, 36 years.
Right.
Um, I just remember weird dates, and he always tells me that. I would remember that date. I remember the day that my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. It's just I
Mhm.
don't know.
Right.
That a friend had to remind her what day it was. So, and what I've heard is she didn't do this last year at this time.
Well, that was the rest of my video. It was showing what she was doing last year. And she
Mhm.
was much more worried about a situation which I don't know that you're familiar with, but it was pathetic. And she even brought up last year to the day that she understands that chats would be chatting and that but they may not be paying attention to her, so the mods might need to correct
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
got fighting. Well, there was no fighting going on. It just
no,
it, the attention wasn't 100%.
right.
And and there was also a missed opportunity because you and her, Debbie, and you say there were others,
Uh-huh.
actually, actually could have been supportive and there could have been a friendship there.
Yeah.
And she missed that completely. In fact, now several hundred of us think, well, I'm not sure what we thought to begin with, but she's not a friend. She just is not.
No,
That also isn't in her wheelhouse.
no, I don't think she knows how. I
Right.
don't think she knows how.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
At all.
Well,
I'm done. I'm like,
I
forget it.
bet. I
I
bet.
don't need to listen to that. I don't need to,
You don't, Suze. You
no,
don't. Mm-mm.
no.
Yeah.
I don't live my life that way of being negative. I try to be the most positive person that I can,
Mm-hmm.
um, and help where I can. And so
For those of us that there's several small channels like me that
mm-hmm.
I started. I'm one of the ones that started before the lawsuit, but there's been many crop up since because now she's really in the spotlight or whatever.
Yes.
But for those of us that have already been doing it, it's been a struggle to understand why people sub. Even on the video right after that one that failed with you,
Uh-huh.
Debbie, and then she went on her other channel and proceeded to try to do the same video, which floored me.
Right.
And then she mentioned, oh, I tried on the other channel, it got derailed. Yeah, you derailed it.
Yes. Yes.
But she could not pull it together, and people signed up. There were actual people that became members.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy cow.
Wow.
It floors me. And I think it
Yes.
floors others,
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I just can't, she's, oh, I don't like drama. She's drama.
Yeah.
She creates her own drama.
Mm-hmm.
She creates the drama around her, even if there isn't anything going on in a live or in her thing, she creates drama.
Right. Right.
So it's like she thrives on it. So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
um,
And it's hard because I try to catch most of her stuff only because of the lies. Like I don't know anything about Teen Mom.
yeah,
So if it's a Teen Mom thing, I don't watch that. But
right,
she's not doing much of that anymore. But if it's the shows I watch, I do watch it, and I get caught up I get kind of riled, and then I'm thinking, you're
right,
only watching this because you want to make sure she's not lying to the people. So,
right.
but sometimes it's still hard. But, well, I would like to give you the opportunity to share your daughter's story. Now, a few people have already told me they bring in Kleenex tonight, so I'm a crier too, hon, and well, I might cry right now. I do not know how you've done it. I don't. I have 3 children of my own, and I just, if I could run through this screen, I'd just hug you because I
No,
just
thank
understand.
you.
Wait, go ahead.
Um,
I'm gonna quit crying and
I've
let
had
you.
a great support system. Number one is support. Number two is my husband and my son.
Okay.
My son was 2 years younger than his sister, so he was 8 when she passed away. So
How long then? I'm sorry. How
she's been
long?
24 years.
Okay.
She would be 34. It would have been 34 in September.
Okay.
My son is 32. He's my life.
Yes.
He is mine and my husband's life. So we're very close. All of us, the 3 of us, we spend our Sundays together watching football.
Oh, good.
Well, when the Seahawks were in there, they're
Go
not
Hawks!
now.
I understand. Go Hawks for you. Yeah.
So, yeah. So we didn't see him this weekend
Oh.
because there was no
Oh.
Hawks,
Oh.
but we seen him for a few minutes. But so anyway, with my daughter, it actually started when she was 5. Um,
Oh.
I noticed that she was, to me, looked like she was going through puberty at 5. She was getting underarm hair, she was getting pubic hair, and she was breaking out with acne at 5. So we took her to her doctor, and he said to him it looked like it was called what's called precocious puberty, which, if you think back of the bearded lady, the tallest man, that's actually true.
Okay.
It's So we took her to an endocrinologist. They did a bunch of tests, and she had a tumor on her adrenal gland. So
Mm.
this tumor was blocking her female hormones coming through. So everyone produces male and female hormones. And then depending on what you are, you know, what you get the most of. Well, it was blocking her female. So she was actually going through the male part of puberty, which is why the body odor, the acne, the weight gain.
Okay.
So they removed that tumor at 5. It was benign.
Okay.
So that was okay. We're good. We're good to go. Everything's fine. 4 years later, I'm like, oh man. I told my husband, I said, she's gaining weight again. She's got that body odor again. And she's starting to get pubic hair now. So we went back to the endocrinologist and they ran all kinds of tests, did everything. We were at Children's Hospital in Seattle. And she had another tumor, and this one was cancer. So, and that was in December of 95. And boom, everything started so fast. We were in getting a PICC line, in starting chemo, everything. This cancer, it's called adrenal cortical carcinoma. Very, very rare in a child. It hits 1 in every 3 million pediatric.
Okay. Wow.
So it's an adult cancer. And even 24 years ago, it was really hard to treat in an adult. The lifespan was maybe 5 years. You fast forward to today, it's much better. Still, children don't get this cancer, but there have been more. And you can live longer because of medicine and technology. Everything's come through.
Sure.
So back to, we started everything January. We're doing everything. Chemo, surgeries. She ended up having 3 major surgeries, and chemo, and first rounds that she didn't work. And after all the surgery, she ended up losing part of her lung, her everything, her part of her lung, her gallbladder, anything that it touched, because it was just starting to metastasize. So
renal gland on the kidney, am I right?
Right by the kidney, yes. And so there was really at that point. So we went to Disneyland with Make-A-Wish. She went to camp. It's called Camp Good Times here. And you go, and it's just to go for a week and forget about you being sick. She got to take her brother. She got to take her brother. So that was really cool for her. But then after that, we ran more tests, and it was just spread. So there was nothing else they could do. And even though we made the choices for her, we kept her in the loop of everything. And she didn't want to stay in the hospital and do more chemo. So we did a pill form at home.
Okay.
And it wasn't doing anything. She got to the point where she couldn't swallow a pill, even if we crushed it, anything. So then it was 9 months from beginning to end, from the time she was diagnosed to the time she passed away.
Okay.
So it was really hard because she passed away the day before her birthday. So we kind of have the but she made us a lot stronger. Going through what she went through it like a champ. She went through all this just strong chemo, and the girl never got sick. She never threw up once from chemo. Nothing. She'd have aches and pains, but she never threw up. She wanted to go to school right after chemo. I mean, it's just how she just, yeah. Her outpatient chemo was like 4 or 5 hours. She was, can I go to school now? I'm like, no, you can't go to school. You just had chemo. Your immune system is shot.
Right.
No, you can't go to school. But she just was that way. That's just, she never gave up. Yeah. And so we had hospice at home for a few days, and I couldn't do it at home.
Okay.
I thought I could. I panicked. And the day that it was just, we knew, I had to call our hospice worker and say, she needs to go in the hospital. I can't do this at home.
Mhm. That's
And so we put her in the hospital. They just made her comfortable. So she, didn't know. My mom was there. It's her only grandma she had left. My sister, my brother-in-law, my nieces and nephews, they were all there most of the day. My brother came up and then he took his kids home because they were young, just like her and my son. So me and my mom and my husband and my sister and sister-in-law, we stayed all night. And my older niece and nephew, we stayed all night with her and until 10 o'clock the next morning. And that was it. And I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home and be with my son. And that was it, But we learned a lot, from her, through people we met.
She sounds very creative.
Oh, she was wonderful, smart, funny. She loved kids. She loved being around kids. She loved little kids. She loved hanging out with the adults. She just kind of was this all around, all around girl.
Wow.
So like I said, we've learned a lot from her. It took me quite a few years to figure out kind of where I fit in, because I kind of felt like I didn't fit in. People didn't understand. And I live in Tacoma, Washington now, but we were living in Seattle at the time.
Okay.
And I didn't know anybody there. We had moved there just prior to her getting sick. I knew not a soul in Seattle.
Okay.
And so I didn't have my support system. And we met Stephanie had met a girl her age in her class, and they became best friends. And that family just stepped right in. We'll take Nick, we'll do whatever. And to this day, 26 years later, we are still best friends with them.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they actually ended up moving to Tacoma.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
they bought a house and said, "Oh, we can't afford a Seattle," and they're 20 minutes from us. Yeah.
Right.
So, their
Oh,
girls, are older, and one's married, and one has 2 kids, and so we're Nana and Papa to the kids, and
sweet.
I don't have any
Sweet.
grandkids. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, I don't have any grandkids. So they're mine. They're my bonus babies.
Oh, that's
So,
see what right there. What a life.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's wonderful. And then I started doing some volunteer work, like through the Seahawk chapters that we have. And that's where I met Sarah, who is the founder of Love Like Crazy.
Okay.
I met
Yeah. Everybody pay attention now. This is the
So I met her.
part here.
I met her by volunteering to help with a fundraiser for her daughter.
Okay.
Her daughter had cancer.
Okay.
So that's how I met Sarah. So I did a few fundraisers helping them out because they were trying to get to Germany to do a trial drug because nothing was working. And her daughter was 3 at the time. And so that's how we met. And actually, we come to find out we just live like 3 blocks from each other. So that's how we became friends. And I was there. Unfortunately, Ellie passed away. Yes, 4 years ago, last weekend. So I was able to be there and help her through things that she, needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So she is the founder of Love Like Crazy. I was the first person she called and said, "Okay, I'm starting this foundation because we've got to keep our girls' legacy alive."
Yes.
And she explained it to me on what it was about, which is to keep staying in our community. And we have helped some people out of state of helping these families that are either in the hospital for weeks, months at a time, that are falling short on their bills,
Sure.
food, gas. So we will supply them with food cards or gas cards or, just pay an electric bill for them, pay their part of their mortgage or their rent.
Awesome.
And if they lose their child, we help out with funeral cost, because
Okay.
I'm sure most everybody knows funerals are not cheap.
Right.
Um,
And of
we
course,
were
we don't carry insurance for children, or most people, maybe
no,
some people do.
and we were young.
I
You know,
don't
my
know.
husband,
Thought of that.
my husband was just really kind of starting out in his career, then. So they told us to apply for disability for her when she was alive because she's considered disabled, but they said my husband made too much money.
Wow.
We couldn't get it. And he was supporting a family of 4 because I had to take a leave of absence. He was only making $17 an hour, but he made too much money. I'm like,
yeah. Okay.
okay. So,
You think that's too much? You want to try it?
yeah. So thankful I have the most wonderful mother in the whole wide world. She paid for everything.
Oh.
She paid for it. We had a service in Seattle, and then we had the burial down here in Tacoma because when Stephanie was sick, popped out of her mouth, when I die someday, I want to be buried by Grandma Elliot, which is my husband's mom.
Okay.
She passed away when Stephanie was a year old.
Okay.
So as soon as she said that, I called my sister-in-law. I said, go to the funeral home, see if that spot's still open. And it was.
Oh my goodness.
So
I
said, tell Gary that we want it. Unfortunately, we know the funeral director. So anyway, thankful for my mother. My mother had just come up the weekend that Stephanie passed away. She just retired. Just retired. She worked at Kmart for 25 years, just retired. So she was coming up to stay with us for a while to help us so that we could take a nap, or maybe my husband and I could have a bite to eat together, and kind of okay, this is where we're at. We need to talk,
Right.
So she ended up staying, but she paid for everything. I didn't have $6,000 just laying around.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's why we like to help people with funeral costs, because we know.
Oh, yeah.
Her and I both know
Right.
what it's like, and you get this. Oh my gosh, I can't even bury my child.
Right.
I can't. I don't have the money. So that's what we do.
Well, I think it's just amazing and also awesome. You were telling this nice story about your mom.
Yes.
But I feel that through you. You are a very special lady.
Thank you so much.
Other people will tell you that, I'm a stranger, but you can value your mom, and you should.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you have it too, honey.
Thank you.
Absolutely have it too.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like my husband tells me, you get yourself into things because you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're willing to help everybody first. And sometimes, I've been kind of, messed over because I've done it, but it's just me. It's in me.
It's worth it, Susan. I mean, I'm like that too. And sometimes you get burned and sometimes it hurts.
Right.
But I don't know that I would want it any other way.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I've learned from it. I've learned to be a little bit more guarded, and who I help and why, so it's just, it's life, and it's lessons that you learn by either your mistakes or, something you've gone through.
Right.
So,
yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to put the link for Love Like Crazy, right?
Okay.
That.info
Mm-hmm.
in the description of this video, because this is a live stream, but it'll become a video.
Right.
And, I want to encourage anybody that supports this channel or supports what Susan's doing to please send her and her Sarah the help that they need to do what they're doing, because your daughter, and what was Sarah's daughter's name?
Ellie
and Sarah, or Ellie and Stephanie, deserve this legacy.
Thank you.
It's beautiful, and that's why I had you on. I know that we all had a few tears there, and it can't be helped. The subject matter, it can't be helped. I mean,
Right.
we weren't trying to have a sad fest, but
No.
it is a sad thing, and it's a part of life. And
Yes.
you said earlier you are uncomfortable when you first happened. You were uncomfortable because you didn't know where you fit in.
Yes.
But that's because all of us are uncomfortable. We don't know what to say.
Right. And
We
and
don't
I
know.
and I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
people don't.
Right.
But you guys have this community that I have so learned to just love in these last few weeks. You guys have all been so awesome. The amount of love that, and I've been sharing this all with my husband all the time, and the amount of love is just amazing and overwhelming, but it's amazing. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much.
Oh, well,
Um,
it can't be helped. It
it-
just is. It just is.
Thank
I don't
you.
think anybody's trying any extra hard or anything.
No, you guys just, it's just amazing. Even if you guys, I just feel so blessed with all the people that have reached out, and I love it.
Right. Well, good. And we will be. I don't think anybody will be leaving. I
No,
know.
I'm not going anywhere.
I feel very much friendship towards you.
Yes.
I don't think I shared with my group, but when I was found Susan in my comments, and then just shortly thereafter, Suzanne Ticklemeyer, I think I might be butchering her last name. She's talked about you and the love of Love Like Crazy. And I saw that. I thought, oh my gosh, I need to call, figure out how to find this Susan, because I really wanted to talk to you. And then I scrolled through your Twitter, because that's how I ended up finding you. And I noticed you were a football fan. So am I.
Yes.
Big time. We don't support the same team, but who cares? We both love our teams.
I love football. It's been ever since I was little, because of my dad.
Because of my dad. Me
too.
Yep. Sundays he was sitting there watching the football, and I didn't know. I remember seeing them line up. Do you remember? I mean, the team lined up. So that was 2 lines. I said, but I like it better when they make the circles, Dad, which was the huddle. You know? But I
was born on New Year's Day. Okay. My dad was a very big Husky fan, UW, University of Washington, huge fan. Well, they were in the Rose Bowl. That's when they played the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day.
The day you're born? Yes.
So he told my mom, I was actually supposed to be born Christmas Eve. That was my mom's due date. Well, no, I didn't come. New Year's Eve, she says, you're taking me out dancing. We're going to dance this baby out. Nope, didn't come. Football game's on. He goes, you can have the baby today, but you have to wait till after the Rose Bowl. They were playing Michigan.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Huskies lost. And my dad's like, okay, you can have the baby now. Mom's like, well, no, nothing. I waited till he was sound asleep in bed because he had to go to work the next day. Nah. Yeah, made him have to get up, and I almost missed the first. I was born at 11:42 p.m. on the first. So
okay.
So football is just kind of in my blood. And my brother played college. So it's just, and that's my son and I. That was our bonding time.
Right.
Because he got into football, and him and his dad would play video games. That was their bonding time. So now it's a family thing. Ooh, we watch football, but yeah.
Yes. And the football treats and the chili and the whole thing. Yeah.
And I do crafting a lot.
And we have that too.
A lot. I actually just started just for me and my family, and it has now turned into a small business. So I am doing that.
Are you making signs with crickets?
I do signs with Cricut. Yeah, I do shirts.
Me too.
Yep. All kinds.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe we could look at the chat. Now,
okay.
I don't know who all is in the chat, but I do believe Kiki is in the chat. I saw her a little bit ago. And since I talked to you last night, I have since learned that Kiki has lost, I believe, a son. So
Oh,
we also have
so
another
sorry.
person that's hurting, but I'm not sure. Kiki, if you're here, hon, if you want to make a comment, but I can scroll back. There might be other people, but anyway, I just was wondering what people were saying. I'm sure, Susan, you have can you see the chat on your
Yeah, I
side?
can see it. Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it now.
Okay, because I'm going to scroll back, and I'm sure there's lots of people who are sending you great vibes. And lots of, here's Kiki. Kiki, let's see. KJ said she was sorry to Susan, but I think it was more of a case where she was taking the heat and wanted to
Yes,
save
yes.
herself.
She
Yeah,
did
that
try
Kiki,
on that
you're right.
Twitter. Yes, she did try on Twitter. But she kept, it's like when you say you're sorry, but
Yeah,
then you're not sorry.
I'm
You know, when you
sorry, but
say
you were
something, but
interrupting my time.
yes, you're not sorry.
That's
You
not
know,
a
if
sorry.
you have to add something to it, you're not. Well, then she went to DM and pretty much just, said, how come you keep arguing with me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, because you're not understanding what I'm saying. You know, you
Well,
ask questions, people are going to answer. So and it just went downhill, really downhill from there.
well,
And I
I
told her
saw
I'm done
a
with
video
you.
yesterday or the day before, and it made me think. And I'm a thinker, and so I'm putting together a video right now where it's almost if it means when you get done listening that the answer would be red. I don't know what happens inside here, but KJ will think it through and it will be blue. And it's like nobody else would do that. The rest of us would look at something.
Uh-huh.
For instance, the James Charles thing. James Charles was in her DMs trying to help her, which let's just call that being offering red. And when she
Right.
got done listening to it, James Charles was her enemy, which would be the blue. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
does she not? She cannot, what the rest of us would see or read, she doesn't have that gear. And I'm
No.
doing a video of some examples of that right now. It was going to be a short little video, but I've been digging so much there's
Yeah,
so many little clips. She
if
does it
you
all
don't
the
agree
time.
with her, if you don't agree with her, if you don't have the same opinion as her,
Okay. That's
you
it,
don't
huh?
matter.
Yeah.
That
Well,
that's what I have noticed in a lot of her stuff.
right.
Um,
Right.
like I said, I don't sub. I'm not. I can see her stuff, but I'm not. I don't give her.
Well, that's me. I'm
Yeah,
not. I know. They say if you watch, you're helping the channel, but I don't have a choice if I'm going to call out the lies.
right,
I
right,
have to see what she's saying to be able to.
right,
No, no, no. Right.
right.
Um.
I just noticed that even prior to that, but never really thought about it until after this kind of really happened. Because people were saying, if you don't agree with her, you're going to get blocked. And I'm still kind of waiting to become the, hashtag blocked by Katie group,
Well,
but
I'm a member.
I never got there.
Well, JJ says here, almost positive Susan will now be blocked by Katie just for come on
Oh,
live channel.
I'm sure because she doesn't watch any other channels, but wait, you just wait, I'll be blocked.
Yes, that's right.
So how would
She
she
was
know?
that word. Oh
She
dear.
doesn't watch any other channel though, but she sure knows all.
Right, right. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just seeing. Oh my goodness, it jumps too. Doggone it.
Yeah,
You
I'll
might
have
want to
to.
check later, Susan. Somebody
Oh,
said
oh,
that
I will. Don't
jumped.
worry. I want to wear my badge of honor.
Yes, we should. We're crafty, Susan. We
Yes,
should
we
get
can make them.
badges for everybody. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
just charge $1 a piece and we'll be rich.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. Yeah.
uh,
Yep.
so thank you for sharing your daughter's story with us.
You're
We love
welcome, and I really
you.
appreciate it. I appreciate you guys all. I appreciate you letting me share my story and share, our foundation. And we're only 2 years old in our foundation. So,
Okay.
this year really hurt us to the fact that we couldn't do a lot of the fundraisers that we used to do. We did
Right.
car washes and
Okay.
bake sales and things like that. Well, we can't do those because of
Right.
COVID.
Oh,
So
right.
we've relied a lot on doing birthday donations, for Christmas, I made pot holders, Christmas pot holders, and I put a pre-mixed bag of cookie mix in it and a spatula. And so I sold them, and half of the proceeds went to Love Like Crazy.
Okay.
So we kind of had to, improvise on our fundraising this year
Sure.
because, like I said, we couldn't do the things we did. We did a few car washes, and we just had such a good time, and we couldn't do that. So
Right.
we're here
There's
crossing
a
our
girl
fingers that we can this year.
There's a girl that was on Twitter, and I apologize. Her name's Ashley. I think maybe Ray, not for sure.
Yes.
Is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I saw this afternoon because she tagged me in it, and she was suggesting that all of us channels mention your thing. And I know that T-Spiracy did.
Yes,
I saw
she
her
did.
video.
Yes.
I just love her. I
got to see that today for the first time. Yeah.
Is so funny. I mean, her opinions and mine, oftentimes I think we should just talk together because her videos and mine would match, except she's
Yeah.
I'm not funny. But
Yes, you are. I've loved your lives that I've seen, your videos. Yes.
But she's got a real gift at being, I don't know. But anyway, I highly recommend T-Spiracy. And
yes.
she did mention your
Yes, she did. She pinned it on her thing, her YouTube. Sorry,
Okay.
I don't know all the lingo stuff here.
Oh, I know. Okay.
So there's been a few of you that have, and we appreciate it so much. In fact, I went over to Sarah's today. I had to take her I made her some QR codes for Girl Scouts so that people can scan window decals to order their Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
So I made her some of those. I had to go over there, and so I'm showing her all this. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." She goes,
If you can make lemonade out of lemons, that's what we're doing right now.
That's right.
Fixing this, but
that's right.
Well, I just love that you came. Thank you so much. I know that couldn't have been easy, and I didn't want you to have to say anything you weren't comfortable. So I went okay.
Yeah, and I'm fine.
And all of my followers here, I just love you, and thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there.
Yes, keep in touch with Susan. You'll see your Susan. Your Sue Elliott on Twitter.
Yes.
Okay, so you can find me there, and
if you have any questions, you can send me a DM on Twitter or Facebook.
Or any ideas on how we can help raise more money yet? How about that?
Oh, wow!
People out there. What if people think?
Sharing the site is like it's word of mouth. Is the best. That's one of the great things with people being, all over the place. We've gotten a lot of
worldwide audience happening right
now. So we have a lot.
I'm supposed to tell you, Lady Law, in case she's not here, she might be in the chat. I'm not sure, but Lady Law had sent me a private message telling me because of time zone, she might be sleeping.
Oh, okay,
so she wanted you to know she's sending you much love.
So, thank you. I will.
Remember my people that tell me these things.
I'll send her a message.
Okay.
But yeah, the best way is share the site. Once you get on there, if you can share it, and that would be the best.
Right.
The best. Yeah.
Well, keep in contact with me, Susan.
I will.
If you need or want to come back on, if you want to share something, like you got some event, if we get through this COVID
yes.
crapola.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of my house.
Well, I'm older than you, but I know that I'm stuck home, and now I'm sure with your cancer, you've been.
We have been, and my husband's been working from home since the 1st of April because he works in an office setting. So
my last day of work was March 18th.
Yeah, he's been home too. So yeah, we've been home a lot, and so it's like we remodeled 3 bathrooms during this whole time. All 3 of our bathrooms are all remodeled. So
that's so cool. That's so cool.
And we didn't kill each other. So yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys all have a wonderful night.
Well, we will, and it was wonderful to visit with
you.
you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you through this.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody. We'll stay supportive of Susan.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.